Hello, everybody. My name is Nightly, and son of a bitch, we're downloading something. Hello, everybody. My name is Nightly. I already said that. Welcome, Limbus Company. I have a terrible, terrible problem. I already started drinking my energy drink. Ah. Yeah, I stayed up real late. I stayed up real late playing D&D with some of my buds. Which, is a problem. But you know, it'll be fine to describe what happened because I'm probably never actually uploading videos. I just bumped my microphone. So, I have a cleric who is like 5 foot nothing. They're just a coward. They're kind of just objectively a bad person, not in the fact that they do bad things, but the fact that they will run away from fights, they will be afraid rather than be helpful. Which is interesting for the rest of the group, and they've okayed that. They're like, yeah, no, it's fine the way you do it. One of the things that they did, important to pick fights, and they kind of ran away, but in a funny way, which helped win the fight, unironically. So, there's a 4th level cleric spell, held into stone, which I think is pretty cool. And in it, you literally, like, become one with the rock, and they have to destroy the rock to get you out of it. However, we were on floating platforms in space fighting a creature made of psychic energy. And the creature couldn't really destroy the platform without also destroying the place where it would stand to fight us, so it didn't even consider it an option. I then use Spirit Guardians because that's something Meld into Stone allows you to do. It's not it is a spell that you cast and then can leave by using movement. I cast Spirit Guardians, which is a very strong thing that does damage in a. Problem is, when you have it active, take out the Spirit Guardians. I couldn't Spirit Guardians, or they couldn't take out the Spirit Guardians because they couldn't destroy the rock, and they can't hit me while I'm in the rock. It just became the enemy's turn. Spirit Guardians damage. Okay, roll for damage. Dex save. They don't have the ability to move. Alright, great dex save. Thing had like 240 health. I dealt 140 damage. The problem is, turn 1 of the fight, I'm on a platform that I can't really get off of because I have such a terrible dexterity modifier. So I cast a spell, deals damage to it, and I have to stay in this fog. The fog then explodes and basically one-shots me. At 54 health, it does 50 health. No, 52. That downs like 3 of our 5 party members. And he's like, shouldn't have stood in the fog. And we're like, bro, I literally couldn't have gotten out. There's a 40-foot jump, I got 15 feet of movement, and there's a 20-foot jump, I got a 15. I got a dex mod and a strength mod of -1. I'm not making these, so you're basically punishing me. Character that you okayed, my guy. Oh, yeah, I guess you're right, but go on with it. And I'm like, fine. And so We got a monk who's a slime who's just like absolutely waylaying into the boss. We got a gnome barbarian who's also just sitting there. I run up, 2 health cleric. Downs me. Like, bro, I couldn't have done anything. Fine, fine. I'll attack the barbarian who's at full health right next to you. Much bigger threat. And I'm like, thank you. I use a level 3 spell slot. And I roll all ones. It lets me read it. I roll 1, 1, and 4. So objectively the highest and lowest amount I could do. What I could give. He's like, okay, you better have a plan, because next turn you're gonna do something's gonna happen to you. Meld into stone. What? That's weird. I'm like, okay, I can't really do much here, but you know, once my turn happens again. After that, 2 of the other party members phase out of reality for a few minutes. They have, you know, banished spell. So they're not threats either. They're also on like down to a couple. And I cast Spirit Guardian. I'm immediately chuckled like, oh, you're doing this. I've never seen this happen, but I am such a gremlin that I'm going if I ever run a cleric. And our gnome barbarian, who is a very, very funny guy, but I don't personally get along with that well. Like, oh, you can do that. He's a big fan of D&D, so he's gonna use some of these I do. And it fits in character because I'm at low health, I'm scared, I'm a coward, I'm gonna hide. Or better to hide than in the earth where they can't hit you. The guy was like, you can't really justify this, can you? I'm like, yeah, I can. They can't damage me. Or if they can, it's gonna cause them harm. Dust only thinks, ooh, ouch, scared, hurt, hide. And then, you know, to do damage. We have to justify her. Well, it's not like, oh yeah, I want to do this. Not a character. Why would you do that? And I'm like, ah. It's actually much more fun because I get to act out actions that sometimes work without a roll. Run over to help heal the wounded soldier who was impaled on spikes. Okay, cool. Roll for that? No, that's pretty in character. Like, okay, cool, sweet. And I'm like, I was gonna use a healing spell. And it's like, you know what? Let's just say you do the healing anyways. I'm like, yo, that's sick, but okay. After that, he just ended up murking the absolute crap out of the boss because I was dealing at least 9 damage to the enemies every round. But with my rolls, I was dealing like 50, 20 with it. The way that I have a really special thing where I am allowed to upcast all radiant or healing spells by 1 level. Just as a upcast. I add 1 extra effect dice. So if I roll, you know, d4s, if I roll 3d4, I actually get to roll 4d4. So I have higher minimums and lower maximum. But I was getting like 20 to 25 damage around. It was so fun. Oh, I so desperately want to edit and animate all these videos. But yeah, no, I did this and now I have a video game to play called Limbus Company. With the chat on. Oh lord, I turned that off because I was not streaming, I was recording. Ah! Hopefully no one talked during that time. My long rant. Long rant about my cleric that I love very much who's going to die.
아침은 무사하오. 간밤 동안 잊어버린 것 하나 없이 모든 게 돌아온 것이오.
Okay, yeah, that's about fine for that's about fine for the sound. All my lunacy, it's gone. By the way,
무사하오.
shut up.
간밤 동안 잊어버린 것 하나.
By the way, I got this a little bit ago because I pulled for Zwei Ishmael off camera. Oh. And I managed to get her some effort. But oh right, they changed the banner. That's spoilers because I haven't actually seen that yet. But I also started The One Who Shall Sit, Sinclair. I'm really happy about that.
아침은
Wowzers, I have a lot of thread and not a lot of things to level up. Okay. My goal for today is yeah, let's just do this. Fraction relay, what? It's showing that it has new stuff, are you kidding me? Fine, 3 mending. Oh, that's a lot. Hold on, is that... Okay, no, Withering Heights is 48. That one was a long one. Never claimed this. I really thought I claimed that, but that was 30. Not as long as you saying. Okay. Which treats the life and the contracts of the not so famous but valiant Don Quixote. Thanks, Weishmel.
밤이 서둘러 다가온다 해도
Night approaches with great
이
haste.
어둠을 헤치고 나아가
How shalt you open a path in the shadow? I gotta say, this voice acting is gonna be really fun. You just missed it.
신문에 제대로 이름
Oh, it stops it?
신문에 제대로 이름을 날릴 수도 있었을 절호의 기회였는데.
Whoever voiced Dawn needs a fucking raise. Honestly. I don't care how much they be okay, they need a raise. It's my chance to mark my name upon the newspaper. Turning to P-Corp, Warp's train station. Always remind Dawn of our last misadventure. Repeated that exact same complaint a few times by now. Who? Wherefore dost thou make an expression of such great down, manager Esquire? I don't have an expression, let alone a face. How untrue, dost thou not see? All things blessed with existence hath a heart. All critters, and indeed even the blades of grass which most people bother not to linger even a fleeting thought upon. Forsooth, an existence of a heart necessitates an expression. Thou not say? That is to say, we mustn't let the strength of the body be the scale with which we judge one's measure. Thus persevere. That only thy unbending heart be the tool with which thou dispense justice. Hark, hark! Sure, Dawn. Oi. Out with it. Who encouraged the lads this time? Hearken it to me! Hearken it to me, Manager Esquire! Some time ago in the freight car of the warp train. Dawn? Hey, can you hear me say something? Dawn regards me silently. Well, that's some eldritch. Ooh, I can't but wish is Dawn. She opens her mouth, my instincts screaming at me not to listen. But that Dawn? It's the ended. No, I don't think it's ended. It's that. So certain. See you. I don't know if I gave her the right answer. So my answer was almost instinctive thoughts that manifested in my head. Quixote closes her eyes upon hearing my reply. The drifting away. Carefully slipped the ragged pair of running shoes back onto her feet. Blood-red eyes never. Alright? Are we alright? Oh, feet! What devil is this? Whither hath the villainous blood fiend gone? On.
설마 나리가 그자를 잡은 것인가?
Didst thou strike down the cur? And back to the present. I feel like we all missed out on something. I was there, Faust and Dante when it all went down to see how you guys managed to kill the guy. Not someone out of the story, She was there as well, though she embarrassingly felt like a coward in front of that blood fiend. The shame of Limbus Company, I'd say. S-O-L-C. Etik. Well, we all passed it, didn't we? I suppose I should have been there. You that scared of the blood fiend, Don? That's okay, I understand how you feel. Claire, you have had no good dialogue since chapter 3. Oh, true heroes stand still and calm, unmoving in the face of such base mockery. I agree, Roger. I do feel like we missed out on something big. Got there in the aftermath, all we saw was a very confused-looking Dante standing over the blood fiend's exploded, melted parts. Dante, did you explode his penis? What? I stood there confused. My confusion confused the Well, Sooth, why didst thou not wake me? I would have even forgiven thee slapping my cheeks upside down. What actually happened in there? There, I have no good dialogue. I told you guys earlier, didn't I? My brain's a little bit hazy. Yeah, I probably should have played TKT, or not TKT. Murder on the Warp Throne for this, just to get a little bit of a Huh? Rolls off with, that's, you know, until we change the subject. What are you talking about? Executive manager, perhaps you are in a similar state of explosive delirium, the one you experienced earlier. I'm referring to the time your head burst into flames. Oh, no, it's, Ghost began glaring at me warily as though my clock head was about to explode. Didn't happen. Well, if you want to talk about it, then I turn to Miss Faust, our second eyewitness. Get some statements. Madame? Rhoda asked confidently. The detective. Faust does not have any information necessary to share. Gotcha! Then right back to you, witness Dante. Listen up. I have an important announcement to make, so pay close attention. I have no idea if it was coincidence or not, but Virgilius stepped in at the right moment to divert the sinners away from me. As you are all aware, we have been contracted by P Corp to work on a case here. Suppose we've done this song. It's enough time for you to know what's happening. Right, suppose we're having a scuffle, song, dance, whatever the higher up to distortions of Ed knows. Have you? Did I get that right? Oh, 'tis a quest that leads us to lay claim upon another golden bow in our hands, is it not? I'll replies, brimming with Well, if you two catch on that quick, I don't suppose any further elaboration is necessary. This operation will be so... Correct, Matt. This operation will be different. You've done so far. Bothersome mission. Hasn't been like that. It has to be pretty bothersome to have to tag along with a group that's two times larger than our own, though, but the sinner's intuition. By the day. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna keep. Better be a joint operation. Look, they have the fondest memory of joint operations. It's of pain, if you will. They're giving dialogue to everyone. It feels out of pity now. Claire spoke twice. Ryoshi had one line of dialogue. Roja is just there. Hong Lu still hasn't said jack or shit. But like, who gives a fuck? Hong Lu's off getting like corn dogs at the train station. I think that's a funny idea, actually. Hong Lu is just like, oh, what's this? Why, this isn't a corn dog. We had 13 of these when I was a kid. Just like going off on some random tangent. Thinking how train station food is the best thing ever. I still vividly remember watching Rousseau's arm flying off, smacking against the pillar and squelching on the floor. More accurate, having bent that out. In fact, my scapula also forced to separate my torso. Yes, Merceau, correct. To keep this between us, the other guys will just get in our way and screw everything up. Can't believe I'm saying this, but I strongly agree with that. She was... Sit here. Tell me. Tell all of you. 너희들만 그런 생각을 가지고 작전에 참여하진 않을 것이라는 점. Let's operate such arrogant contract. Open contract by the Hana Association overlooking the operation of fix. Oh, Hana's doing this. Great. That's... Billy stopped himself, noticing an ominous aura from one of the sinners. There stood Don Quixote, practically vibrating with excitement. Gag Don Quixote. Someone gagged Don Quixote, your early convenience. Allow me! Anyways, this means that our colleagues joining the operation won't be any ragtag bands of fixers. Alleyway. Let me repeat. This means our colleagues' operation won't be any ragtag, some alleyway off no one's ever heard of. Likely that patients will be joining us. You stop wriggling your lips. I am so glad Otis was here to stop Dawn from exploding into joy. Going from Virgilius to Dawn is a really need to do. Because if Otis wasn't here, we'd be drawing the attention of every single person in a sizable radius. Right, so what kind of monster we deal with this time? How do they want it done? Some shady backstreets fixer. Julius looked up as Heathcliff asked the question. By our client, who graces us with timely arrival. I'm supposed to know who that was? I haven't read Distortion Detective. I haven't read DD. I don't get it. It goes into clown music, in which the explored Limbus Company is exactly first alliance with a witch. Oh, it's going to have all of the things be in caps. Get a good look at you. You are definitely from Hana. Like, I can... Yeah. That armor is definitely Hana. It almost looks like... Budget. Ujat. Just like, put the Weejat mask on. Right? Like, that kind of fits. Armor. The boob armor, the one we're supposed to meet here at the station. My, what honor is this? The Red Gaze himself in the flesh. Everyone, I am pleased to meet you. I am Cicera, manager of P-Corp Archival Department. Archival Department, so you're a bookkeeper then? In a manner of speaking, yes, and a rather significant department within P-Corp, regardless of how other wings treat their own archivists. That's a big wig like that. And you're such an important department. Boy, I guess we really are putting our names out there. Not entirely incorrect assessment. I did hear some things about you and Limbus Company through word of mouth. Was it? Medium-sized enterprise with its employees badly braving death to see a contract to its end, all to obtain these... O's? It's true, I guess, but... He's actually making us sound pretty impressive. Forsooth, I and my dearest compatriots have vanquished all kinds of hardships and deadly foes. Brave death indeed! The other sinners were more confused than impressed by her description, but it was clear from Don Quixote's practically twisted eyes that she was immediately infatuated by it. Dun 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 dun. See a brave contract of really stubborn urban knight. All kind of fixed not to rap, but he did attempt. Correct. I doubt it's customary for the headman, fire department, every note, office in it for themselves. Correct again. Seeing how you've gone to the lengths to private contract, simple urban nightmare. 그 이상의 뭔가를 해내주었으면 하는 기대가 느껴지는 아까 말한 대로 조금까지 불사하면서 brave death for giving your
이상한 기분이네요.
What an odd feeling. Wasn't gonna hide it from me anyways, but feels as though you're reading me like an open book. Book! Stared in dumbfounded silence as Virgilius effortlessly cut through the 4 of the contract. Yes, your people quite blunt about when you contacted.
황금가지라는 게 있다고 해요.
There's this golden bow somewhere near our eradication target. My, I'm so astonished when I picked up. Answer our question. That's what these golden bows are. It's just that we let your people inside the zone to confirm the exact coordinates. Thought it was a prank call. An offer you couldn't. Money. I don't know if it's a particularly versatile agent or a very proactive intelligence department. There'll be some serious intel gathering capabilities. Purple? Sarah let out a deep sigh and leaned against the wall, her shoulders slumping slightly.
토벌해야 되는 게 정확히 어떤 건데요?
What exactly are we eradicating this time? Given that we have hopeful fixers doing the mission, what is escaped Abno wreaking havoc somewhere like last time? Is it the distortion? Oh, right. Abnos and distortions are kind of monsters, I guess. The problem was just another monster to deal with. Something that caught my eye immediately after it arrived. Person's flyers. Countless flyers in search of a different person were taped to pillars inside the station. People, P-Corp, randomly going missing in no discernible age or gender patterns. Zero realizing that we were staring at the wall of missing person flyers began. As you can see, flyers are all old, faded, and tattered to the point where the papers are starting to peel off. It means that none of them have returned home. Dealing with an phenomenon. Land where the happiest smile blooms, the amusement park of fables and legends. Amanchaland. Amanchaland? More than several dozen people have been reported missing, but the real number is likely much higher. Most of the guests who visited La Manche Land, which mysteriously materialized at the back street to P-Corp, are still trapped. Gone missing, thou sayest? How can that be? 'Tis against the nature of an amusement park to be so full of horror, not joy! Oh, they have like 40 fucking video games for you. Simply did not have enough manpower under my authority to deal with this. It was designated as an urban plague 3 days after its appearance, and now has been escalated to a nightmare. Curious, as if it's a nightmare, not a star. P-Corp be able to easily handle this? That's the thing, the other departments aren't really interested in this phenomenon, which means that the Marshal Department won't be sending their elite employees to handle the case. What? Yet wherefore? Where does P-Corp not deploy their elite forces swiftly vanquish to risk the lives of the innocent? That was actually better that I stuttered a whole bunch there. Don was now completely emotionally invested in this dripping tale of tragedy that our client was. Sarah seemed to be enjoying Don's excessive, almost theatrical reaction. The phenomenon only affects the backstreet. As if it happened somewhere within the nest, squadrons of agents would have descended the moment it manifested. Eating around the bush, Caesar. A walk in the park for some department. Trouble of hiring. Really are on the right. Fine. The goal, the eradication of La Manche Land. Huh? You'll be heading into La Manche Land with other fixers. Field, do not let the other fixers know you're here to find the golden bow. You would somehow find that there was a mysterious artifact called there. Start attracting unwanted attention. Consider a bounty separate from the eradication. No need to stir. I'm sure you're all savvy enough, but it would be wise to keep quiet about the true objective of our department. Yeah, you're loud and clear. Hush hush. Both get what we want and go our separate ways once business is done. No fuss, no muss, is that right? Yeah, it's not. Who do you think you are? I can tell right now that when it comes to OSPE, some of us might fall. Got to the point where only attracting more eyes. Here's your mission. Enter La Manche Land, find the thing or something that created it. Bring it to me. The thing or someone is in the description of organic or inorganic material. You need the person who created La Manche Land. Shouldn't eradicating it be enough? His eyes twinkled for a brief moment as they lingered on Sinclair. Say something? I was flabbergasted by your boldness of daring to ask a question like that. Notice how I'm not asking you why you're looking for the golden bows?
뭐 굳이 숨길 만한
Well,
내용은
it's not like a big
아니지만
secret.
굳이
You really do want to know. Here is. I just want whatever whoever is behind this to be held responsible. Forsooth, a villain who hath committed such wicked atrocities deserves a punishment most fitting.
그리고 겸사겸사 다른
And as a little bonus, I get to put some achievements under my belt to give my department a little push. I could use some promotion right about now, you know.
어차피 우리가 받아들이냐와는 관계없이
Matter with that your proposition. You have already reached an agreement with the brass. Like, what if after kicking the phenomenon's ass, we don't bother bringing the bloke who made the bizarre mutant part? What will you do then? I said as my chair was squeaking. Heathcliff spoke crassly, but it was a reasonable question. After all, there was a chance that we would fail to bring the culprit.
당장 손에 넣을 수
Suppose we'll start looking into what these go.
판단까지라는 걸 우리 쪽에서도 차차 연구를 해보기 시작하겠죠.
Start getting in the way if we don't bring you what you want.
물론 데려온다면
Be rather unnecessary in cost and effective search investment, of course, but you might force our hand if you don't do as we requested. Besides, while La Mancheland is an urban nightmare at the moment, the threat level is rising exponentially. This means more and more people in the city beginning to catch wind of this case. Numerous fixes will be drawn there, and that will cause even more. So we're not your only option? Who doesn't love fame and fortune? We could always get a truckload of willing participants if we wanted to. Oh, and maybe, just maybe, some fixers among them find themselves becoming particularly interested in these golden bows. I swear, these precious artifacts might have some particular smell that attracts fixers. Got it. Oh, you're cutting right through the fluff again. Anyways, you got that right. Isn't it so fortunate how we both seem to be under the impression that what each of us is looking for won't be of much use to the other for now, huh? That's why you're keeping the nature of these things discreet, and that's why we're keeping it on the down low, yeah? Indeed. The more eyes observe info, the less value it has, like run-of-the-mill mass-produced product. Of course, it's all work talk. Guess I got excited for a sec thinking about souvenirs. We have very high expectations for every single one of you. After all, you're I guess. Saying that, is that what every single our contracts has been like? Our stability and safety go out the window as soon as the mission begins in earnest? We share nothing but cold goals and objectives, not exchanging anything deeper than the shallowest transactions. I've grown to accept this as inevitability, but probably not the right way. Amidst the dull and resigned eyes of the other senators, Dawn's eyes alone burned with passionate fire. Thou mayest put thy faith in us, head manager Cicera. I, Don Quixote, and my compatriots here at Limbus Company shall put an end to the terrible reign of this La Mancha land, and rescue every single victim it hath claimed. And mark my words, we shall pinch— I forgot to do the female version of this, I've just been reading out in earnest. Mark my words, we shall pinch this vile rascal who created La Mancha land by the collar and present them before thee. Prithee, smite them with the hammer of justice in everyone's stead. My, you certainly know how to inspire confidence. More than I could say for the vast majority of fixers I've known. I don't get this, shall battle valiantly and honorably. Thus shall my lady forever etch the halls of Teacorp. Dawn was bouncing up and down like she was preparing to stand on Sarah's beck and call. Oh, someone's certainly wasted no time figuring out how to turn her putty. They ain't that difficult to see how the last works, to be fair.
그럼 슬슬 이동할까요?
Damn, Heathcliff called you stupid, and I mean, come on. Come on. Let us depart. Lead the way, Lady Cesara. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't go there with you. Please head to the location marked on this piece of paper. It for? Drawing up that lonesome shall be dreary, no? Obviously, we show up at the fixers gather with the head manager of the whole department. Attract more eyes, superstition than a red carpet. Yet, are not the stars of simple variety a good goal to strive for? Don, this might come as news to you, but sometimes words can mean more than one thing at a time.
현장은 뒷골목에 있으니 통행권을 나눠드릴게요.
Here's a pass that lets you move freely between the back streets and the nest. Do note that it's a work visa, so it won't last forever. If they can't something important this easily, I can't imagine why the department won't be able to handle it themselves. Sinclair was just suspicious, but that small doubt was practically buried. The brief motion of all the sinners gathered. They gathered to gain their visas. Claire is actually kind of right. Right, you know? Finally, combat. When the sinners are accepted and received by the fixtures. Effective, fierce.
마침내 현장 투입이 고래를 향해.
Damn.
화점에 두지.
기차와 같이 달려나가겠소.
Oh, damn. Zura's direction leads to an empty lot in the back streets. The hell is this now? It ain't like the tight alleyways the back streets I know, it's this huge empty lot doing here. Right, why? Weird, it's rare to see this much real estate go unused. Bunch of banners hanging by the buildings. It's fast now, we'll converse with the person in charge, the rest of you assess the situation. Start any trouble. Don't start too much trouble until we return. Let me has placed thy faith in us. He's given up on the slim hope that we won't be getting into any trouble without him. Well, let's see what we're doing, we're working here with. The empty lot was surrounded by all kinds of warning signs and perimeter tapes deterring anyone from haphazardly wandering inside. We reached out to grab the tapes to duck under them. Dude, hey, dude. A voice rang out, stopping our tracks. Yeah, what? Right, it'll be nice. Doesn't seem like you guys know what you just walked into. This place is off limits, okay? Off limits. Fixers only, like me and the rest of the people gathered here. Yeah, FIXERS. Civvies aren't allowed in the operation grounds. E-Corp folks sure are sloppy with the perimeter job. Look at me when you said, "Oh, thou art concerned for our safety. No worries, good man, no worries. Fixers may not be, but the daring heart of justice that burns within thee is just as bright as our own. Forsooth, we are prepared to brave death to see it." Anchieti confidently leaps over the warning tape and scampers into the empty lot. Hey, don't you have an idea what you're walking into? Hark, we arrive here on a contract, just as you, the contract for the eradication of La Mancha land. I practically hear everyone in the lot turn around to look at us. The look in their eyes could hardly be described as friendly. In fact, the alarm at our arrival was palpable. One of the fixers wielding a massive weapon strode in our direction. The hunt. Oops. Oh man, silly me, I forgot to do maintenance on my weapons. I don't have time for this. Guess I'll go take care of that now. Bye! The obnoxious guy was clearly in way over his head, hurried away. The other fixers shook their heads as though they knew what was about to happen. They're not fixers from the association, obviously not anyone at the office level. Now, how many more of these small-time freeloaders are we gonna take on? Accept any more of them and we'd end up having to splitting on that reward money between us. Body getting these bloody tosses raving for a fight, eh? Someone's on their guard. Say, Fang Hunt office. It hunt fangs has to mean... What of them in person? Mean what? Blood fiends. Blood fiends? We're dealing with blood fiends? Again? Or have any blood fiend involvement in this contract? Yeah, look at that. Knew nothing amateurs, all of them. Makes my blood boil watching these like you rushing to nab a contract for the promises and cash and fame. Not only do you get in the way of the hunt, you also really spoil the fun of it. Say what? What's so wrong about keeping your eye on the money? The contract reward. Yes, this case seems to hold a special meaning to them. Fools driven by their creed is much more troublesome to deal with. Simpleton. I refuse to take part in an operation alongside these idiots who don't even know what it's like to deal with blood fiends. What the fuck
무시하려고 해도 꿈에서 왜 물어보고
Being amateurs, I admit that curiosity has gotten the better of me. What you say?
이 허스만
Fuck up, you arrogant son of a.
저런 허지.
Got that ugly flap hole, ugly. Oh.
이번엔 속마음이 좀더 모였네요.
Sinclair got it wrong. Looks like you let a bit of your personal feelings bleed into that interpretation, Sinclair.
그런 단추.
This wasn't half bad, huh?
아무튼
Anyways, this isn't our first Blood Fiend contract, you know? It'll be much we dealt with them before. We don't deserve to get talked down
한 명도 없어요.
to you by a bit. Not one of us.
전투에서
The fighting.
다 좋았는데
Great comeback, but I'm docking a few points for that hesitation.
여기와 싸워본 경험은 있다.
First rodeo, eh? Show me what you got. Let's see if you're all talk or you're real hunters ready for the real deal. Well, mate, we're really doing this here before we set foot in there? Telling you, we got appointments and everything.
너무 걱정을
Don't be a baby, I'll hurt you just enough to send you home crying with a broken arm and leg.
집으로 돌아가는 열차를
You'll thank us in your train home and say an arm and a leg are much more acceptable loss than getting your blood drained. I'll kill you so the vampires don't have to. I like this armor. I really hope there's an identity that gets this armor. Why are they weak to pierce? Shouldn't they be resistant to piercing bites?
가서 할 수 있는 건 다 해보고 오라고. 저거 다 한 주먹거리도 안 되는 놈들이니까.
Okay. Rupture count. Rupture count. Rupture count. Oh, good.
내가 눈에 새겨주지. 저놈을 추적해.
Oh, good work, Ryoshu.
저 부표처럼 흔들리는 놈이 제1 사냥감이겠네요. 가서 끝장내죠.
된다면 사월을 건너. 하나 눕혔네.
Oh, they're having more.
눕혀가다 보면 어느새 끝나는 게 싸움인 법이지.
They updated the way that the skills look. Actually, that's kind of cool.
내가 눈에 새겨주지.
이 작살엔
Harpoon of obsession.
담겨 있지.
이런 건 몽둥이가 약이지. 배로 두드려 패.
Violence really is the best solution. Be his arse.
지금이 기회인 것 같소.
You really didn't roll heads on that? Thanks, Dawn. Also, wow, your sanity is a lot lower than I thought it would be. Ooh, good damage on crit.
참, 이런 상황인데도 어떻게 끝이 보이네요. 조금만 더 해보자.
된다면 사월을 건너.
D, D, E, D, R.
효과적이네요. 이 방식을 기억하는 게 좋겠어요.
기세가 수그러지는 반격의 기회다.
Good heads hit. Finally, you actually hit heads twice.
하나 눕혔네. 이렇게 눕혀가다 보면 어느새 끝나는 게 싸움인 법이지.
총원 불격.
Rip space.
뼈를 끔.
기세가 수그러지는 다음 저놈을 추적해. 잘했군. 한 놈도 남지 않을 때까지 지금을 반복한다. 쉴 새는 없다.
This team kind of has ramp up.
이게 바로 소위 말하는 엘리트? 나 승진시켜 주시오, 관리자나리.
What befell our company upon the departure from the Red Gaze's hands? Yep.
정리 시간이다.
할 수 있는 건 다 해보고 오라고. 저보다 한 주먹거리도 안 되는 놈들이니까.
9 more enemies? Okay. I can handle this.
내 앞을 막을 자는 없어.
Oh no!
내 앞을 막을 자는 없어.
헛차! 자! 기세가 수그러지는군. 저놈을 추적해!
에이, 저것들 너덜너덜하잖아. 일단 정신 못 차리는 놈 대가리부터 뭉개.
That's a 60% chance for assist attack. That should be. No, that's 8. That should be good.
자! 기세가 수그러지는군. 잘했군. 한 놈도 남지 않을 때까지 지금을 반복한다.
Oh, no assist attack. Lame.
내가 눈에 새겨주지.
Oh, wow, you have really low sanity. But never mind, it doesn't matter. Ooh, does matter. That matters a lot, actually. Are you the boss? Literally, these Fang Hunt people? Oh, you just look like him.
필살의 집념이
효과적이네요.
담겨있지.
이 방식을 기억하는 게 좋겠어요.
이 작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨있지.
이런 건 몽둥이가 약이지. 그대로 두드려 패. 그래, 결국 마지막까지 서 있는 놈이 이기는 거라니까. 잘 들어. 아픈 거 생각하지 말고 저 새끼 죽은 다음만 생각해. 그럼 공격이 더 매서워지거든.
내가 눈에 새겨주지.
You're going to die. You are going to die. Wow! Good heads hit. I'm gonna say good tails hit, but he hit heads, so really it balances out.
한 놈도 남지 않을 때까지 지금을
이런
반복한다.
상황인데도
실세는 없다.
어떻게 끝이 보이네요. 조금만 더 해보죠.
총원 불격.
지금이 기회인 것 같소.
Oh, good work, Dawn.
지금이 기회인 것 같소.
They're going to die.
지금이 기회인 것 같소.
살을 베어내고 뼈를 깎는다. 네, 도대체 그런 변신 기술은 듣도 보도 못한
Transformations
기술을
must say I haven't. Transformations say I haven't seen anything like it before.
이 정도면
A hunter must hunt.
만들 조건은 되냐?
That's enough demonstration from you, got you twit.
그래, 이 정도면
Fine, I'll admit you got some skill. Oh, they're not half bad. This is gonna be a Honglu entity.
제 몫을 할 줄 아는 해결사는
Oh, they're not half bad. We always welcome cooperation with our fellow fixers who carry their own way.
너희
Hey,
전에
I
워프
recognize you. I saw you guys busily chatting away at the warp train platform.
되게 바빠
My
보이네.
name's Romero, by the way. Just sat there and watched as your men were out here fighting?
처음부터
Yeah, but the fight was already underway when I got here, and I doubt I would have been able to talk them out of it.
얘네들은 말려서.
Besides, I had a feeling you guys could hold your own against my men.
그리고 아까 보니까
Oh yeah, Otis doesn't like you now. Otis getting fight.
나쁜 친구들은 아니야.
Please, allow me to ask for your understanding. They're not bad people, they're just on edge. Anyone would be after what they've gone through in their struggles.
이해하오. 그런 존재.
My understanding. Something entities such as those who lie beyond the ken must plant seeds of doubt in many a heart of men.
사실 나도 얘들 의견에 부분적으로
Right.
동의해.
I do agree with that.
상대에 비해서
Partially.
기사와 하나
The
옆에서
bar set by P Corp and the Han Association.
지나칠 정도로
Fix
분위기 떨어져.
Bar set by P Corp and the Han Association for fixers participating in this contract is shockingly low and indiscriminate. If it were up to me, I would have set a more strict set of conditions. His friendly smile faltered slightly as he gestured around his empty lot.
저쪽 천막 주위로
Look around over there by the command tent. Just one look at who we're working with, and I'm sure it'll become plenty clear that they don't know what they're walking in.
맡기는 게 제일 안전했을 텐데.
Fire profession. Command tent? We're all simultaneously turned to look at a large, noisy tent.
여러분들.
Wow! Chad, is this for real?
정말 난장판이지.
Huge brawl by the entrance. It's a real amateur hour out here. Guys, can you believe that I gotta stand shoulder to shoulder with these idiots for the contract?
저자는 또
What is he doing? He's live streaming. Chat, yo, is this guy real? Chat. Most likely no, we've all had to experience with someone like him in the past. That reminds me of Siegfried.
지크프리트
Ran around for a while, visiting every corner of the empty lot, trying to get every detail in frame. Suddenly started striding towards us in our gate. Hello! Yes, you guys over there! Hast thou called upon us? Am I loitering around somewhere else? Shoo, you're getting in the way of my viewers.
저희의 통행에도
Literally in our way, guy. Whipped his attention back to the cameras. He thought he was pretending to not hear what Ishmael said, or as if he decided his words. You know, do you want to know where I am? Hold on to your seats, guys. I'm in the back streets of District 16. Yep, where P Corp is. Oh yeah, remember P Corp 150 vintage semi-permanent canned ice cream unboxing and review live stream? Yep, the very same. Unfortunately, I'm not here to eat ice cream today. You know, to ask who the hell even talking to? He's talking to his viewers who are watching his show. Here's the deal, the host of a certain show has been reported that certain parts of the city live streaming via those cameras has been authorized.
무례한 작자네.
Rude piece of work. Don't let him get you down, kiddo. What's up? Huh? The glorious deities! Behold, this man is Sir Camille of Sync Association West. His name honored as one of the top 10 up-and-coming new generation fixers featured in the October issue of Fixers Monthly, one of the big 3 fixer magazines of the city.
누누이 말하는
I
거지만
always say this every time, but most people don't know that.
저번에 버스에서 보여준
Oh,
거제는
have you not hearkened when I showed the news of grave significance aboard the bus? Have none of you heard 9 words?
그걸 듣게? 당연히 안
I'd love to listen to you when I can nap.
길을 운행 중에
Such haggling over a winding path is often cause for sickness on the road, Miss Dawn. He's saying his car's sick. The grumbling sinners clearly exist outside. I was just imagining him on the boat now. The grumbling sinners clearly existed outside Dawn's world. She was breathing very heavily, a look of admiration clear on her face.
그런 감이 오나려.
Right, did not imagine even in my wildest dreams I should be shaking hands with Sir Chamomile in person. Of course, no one shook hands or exchanged the simplest pleasantries. Chamomile just... Dawn decided to dawn all over the place. Dawn Quixote'd everywhere.
이게 바로 소위 말하는 엘리트? 나 승진시켜주시오, 관리자나리.
Oh, is it too late to give up now? 7-5.
볼썽사납군. 여기까지 와서 추태를 부리나?
So embarrassing. They clown around with that thing while we're on.
와, 여러분 보여?
Wow, hey Chad, look, let me introduce you to Paula from Zwei. She'll be my sidekick in this mission. Sidekick. As you can probably tell from her outfit, she's a fixer from the West, just like myself. The association sometimes sticks me with the sidekicks, like her against my will for some contracts. joint operation, you know. Hmm? Oh, totally. No, really. Really shine when I work alone. What can I do? Gotta do what the higher ups tell me to do. You get it, right? Well, why don't you say hello to the dear fans, Miss Paula? Ooh, collaboration with the Sinkens, why? Two formidable forces together as one. I think she's tearing up. With great glorious brand blood pumping feeling is this, my heart pounds madly as though the explosion is nigh.
상으로만 본 자들이
Great figures I had previously seen only through recordings, the books, through figurines, and here before me in the flesh, conversing, ambling, right before my eyes. You know most of the fixers here then, Don?
구독 중인 해결사 잡지에 나온
Fixer have been featured in one of the magazines I've subscribed to, then verily. Right, if that's the case, and everyone here really are all fixers, probably knows who that person is too. Staring daggers at us. Were they? Allow me to observe. If the reputation already preceded us to be recognized by mere sight. This joyous conundrum indeed is precisely why I said most graciously bow out of the special feature at the front page of the newspaper. I have a few gaps in my knowledge. 'Tis probably there from a small upstart office that hath only recently registered itself. But 'tis clear from the fashion which they guard they hail from the east. Oh, what a relief. Immediately I recognize who they are. Wait, eh? I'll recognize a fixer I do not? For truth? Oh, come on. Don't look back. We've been looking at each other for a while. There is no reason for me to move my eyes. Man, that's what most people call a staring contest. It's rude, so let's just... they're walking towards us. Should we wave? Crap, then, they're back at them. Nice. Awful like we're scared of them. Yeah, confidence. You know, they're within hearing distance, right? They're right in front of us. Bloody hell, don't look away, lad. I bull them right back. We don't want to get caught unawares if we're about to get into fisticuffs. Oi, lass, have you got business with us or what? That grin on your face. I didn't know I'd be introducing her to everyone so soon. Please say hello to my little sister, Ye Jushan. Little sister? Sister. I almost didn't recognize you. Last I remember, you were only up to my knee in height. Because I was a child the last time you saw me. I was wondering what kind of impressive shenanigans you were preparing for since you left home. This is all you've managed to build of your own faction? It's not my factions, Ishun. Come on, let me introduce you to them. I'll start here. This is Mr. Gregor. Say hello. Yo. Don't be shy. My name's Ron. Kid, I don't have time for this. Ishun gave side-eye before dismissively cutting us off. Well, oh. Okay. Finally grown in height, Zishan. I see your circle of friends have been growing too, just like mine. Are they new? Call them friends was optimistic on Honglu's part because people who accompanied her were all threateningly sizing us up as if they were going to get ready for a fight. You don't really think they're my friends, do you? So far behind my older siblings anyways. I see. You know that some of us are still out here looking for you? I do. Oh, that reminds me. I ran into Ji Huan earlier and decided to chat with him. One piece after running with that asshole? They're lucky. Think back to the time we first met him. Venomous words, the contemptuous look he gave us as we lay there dying. It seems like that moment was embellished into a pleasant, quick chat in Honglu's memory. There, the interaction was what counts as a quick chat for Honglu. I overheard that this is a dangerous place. People have been going missing around here. Why don't you and your friends go somewhere safe to take refuge in? Still can't tell if you're trying to be funny if you're genuinely worried for me. Listen, my naive brother. I got here first, okay? Earlier than you and your faction, I mean your second rate. This is making sense, to you. Here to take part in the eradication of La Mancha Land. I have better intel in this place than you do. What? But why would you take part in something like this? Not like you need a reward money, right? Yeah, you don't say it. I doubt you're in for some pocket money either. Pocket money? Huh? What? I heard money. I'm very broke. I spent all of it on bread. I want the next ID. IDK if you're trying to keep quiet about that too. I don't know what the next ID is. I mean, like, once I get to it, you can tell me. I'm only here, guy. Only at the Blood Fiend Hunters. Pocket money? Huh? What? Pocket money? Oh, that's it. Never mind. Don't you think Mr. You or Mr. Wei are going to answer that question anyways? Hong Lu's eyes momentarily diverted from posse. There stood a big, long-haired man who looked towards the edge as though he was asking for her permission, and then walked towards us and bowed deeply and politely towards Hong Lu. It had been a while, young master. Oh, it's been so long, Mr. Wei. Still escorting Zishun, I see. Still at your service despite my shortcomings. I'm worried that it might be too dangerous in there. Why don't you tag along with us, Zishun? We should do this together. Young master, I see you are still yourself. Forget that. Why don't you mind your own business? We go our separate ways. I can see you and your friends have some real talent for attracting attention. I prefer to keep things discreet. I'd prefer it if you didn't embarrass me. Something. Okay, if that's what you want. How you'd have gotten better after all this time. Better than you were the last time we met. I suppose I haven't improved at all in your eyes. Consider yourself lucky that it's me we ran into. If it was one of the other older siblings, your pretty head would be rolling in the dirt. Thanks, I appreciate that. Yes, you shouldn't. I still don't know how to pronounce Chinese names. She scowled and opened her lips as though she was about to shoot something back, but she thought better of it, turned around and left with her posse. Well, they say it's rather happy to see. Better to see a happy family than an unhappy one. Boy, don't look at me. Never considered that dog my family. No, bud, that's not what you're looking at. You expect me to back you up or something? Oh, just like old times. She's always this spiteful? Spiteful? No, she's always been, still is, my most innocent sibling. I must ask, for I have cause to believe that I may have misheard. Still is? Yep. That was... Chang's expression grew into a complicated mess of emotions as he looked at the ground, unable to speak further. It looks like they're holding a meeting over there. Probably join them. I looked towards where Sinclair was pointing at and saw a line of fixers walking to what appeared to be a makeshift command tent. Flash got a message. Phone is not fucking responding. Okay. Great. 7-6. Battled. Cannot be edited. Ooh! Don't you face Dawn that often, so this is gonna be fun. Who are these people accompanying for Jillies and Khan? Damn, not even a wave back, huh? No, this wasn't about Virgil. Oh! Oh! Don Quixote stood next to me, very gradually starting to hyperventilate. Hey Don? Gradual acceleration of her breathing patterns first observed 10 minutes ago. Now report as opposed no real well-being. I know a good way of dealing with hyperventilation. Removal of the lungs. Here she regarded me with a look that clearly and concisely communicated she wanted to choke out Dawn. I tried my best to look away. Well, sighed and stepped forward, sensing that Ryoshi was about rather not have her do it. Hey, what's going on? That fixer's from Hana. Oh, Hana, the one overseeing this, right? Guess all the times that Dawn went on her impromptu fix trance. Yeah. Once you hear something, lectures just have a way of lodging themselves into your... A fixer from Hana. I don't know you. Why can't it be Olivier? That name alone clearly carried weight amongst other fixers. On a fixer, dressed in pure white, walked fully turned around and gazed. And I need to go grab a drink. I got caffeine today. I got a lot of caffeine. The red days too? Holy crap, a colored fixer here?
주목을 받는 게
Hey, looks like we got another superstar here. Virgilius, who we'd somehow... I fucking completely forgot that I was gonna grab something! So, and something kind of funny. I actually have a cape. Like a genuine cape that I made. And because it's kind of cold in my room, you know, because I live in an actual fucking barn, I decided that I was going to wear a cape this entire stream. Because fuck it. I'm the goddamn hero. I am Don. I am Don Quixote, except a dude. I'm the hero. Virgilius, how we'd somehow gotten used to seeing after such a long period of traveling together, was commanding the attention of everyone in the room, merely by his presence alone. It reminds me, I heard Dawn was overwhelmed by sheer excitement when she saw Virgilius on the bus. I'm pretty sure she was on the verge of passing out from the sheer joy of getting to work with the next color fixer. I guess this was to be expected. Virgilius is one of the few fixers who has the honor of getting bestowed with the title of a color. I didn't move my mic, okay. Chat, are you seeing this? Crazy, right? Look, that's none other than the color fixer, the Red Gaze himself, in the flesh. This is no mere backwaters, backstreets operation we're talking about. I'm being choked up by the Red Gaze. Ah! And then he dies. I took a drink at the same time he said, ah. Remember my pre-game stream? I told you guys this had to be more than Urban Nightmare. But you're all worried about me. Guys, listen, all I need is your support to... youngster these days. I have to send this to a friend of mine. Between Chamomile's non-stop jabbering and Otis's tongue clicking in even three. I wasn't sure which one of the two was more annoying. Thankfully, we weren't the only ones getting increasingly tired of Chamomile's antics. From this point onwards, any recording activity, save for official work-related recordings with prior authorizations from Hana, will no longer be permitted. Should you be caught in violation of this decree, a fixer association will be levying penalty points to your name. We who are gathered here must be well aware of the consequences of accumulating too many penalty points. Fixer license, suspension, grade demotion. Well, chat, seems like this curtain call for tonight's show. I'll give them a very noble fight, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, and don't forget about casting your votes for the Fixer. Want to have dinner with contest. Closes at midnight. The Hana Fixer's cold declaration fell upon Chamomile and the Fixers inside the command tent like a layer of heavy snow. They all began hurriedly fidgeting with their devices, trying to put them back into their respective cases and bags. With that, the commotion inside the tent rapidly simmered down. Serves them right. You there, the one with the apparently dislocated jaw appears the part of your group. Go right. Fixer from Hana Association asked in her group, glancing at Don Quixote. Don't mind her, it's easier that way. Definitely Hana. As soon as P. Crookplay walked out in front of the fixtures. Right, round 4 against La Manche Land, huh? I'm very glad to be here, happy to see you all. Someone happy. Glance up in our direction. This is Merceau. This has to be a mirror dimension Merceau.
저는 피사 아카이빙 부서
I am Class 3 Documentation Staff Manager, P Corp Archival Department. My name is Alessio, and she is Hanno. Head Manager Cesare isn't here to brief us. Carry your boots by coming all the way out here, I see.
자, 그럼
Right, let's get on with the briefing, shall we? I think that is one of mine. He is of my kind. As we were all standing here and sharing our predictions, the employee who introduced himself as Alessio, started loading up various images on the monitor. Like, did we really gotta go through all this bureaucracy? Briefing is yet to even commence, however. Heathcliff lets out a loud, exaggerated yawn. The reproachful glares of the other fixers were so palpable I could almost feel them prickling at my skin. Can we pretend we don't know him? I feel like I'm something of a fixer myself sitting here with all these people. Executive Manager. I've been a leader of numerous operations that would dwarf this little skirmish. Numerous? Numerous? I wanted to hear more about her story, but the mission briefing was actually getting started. I decided to table my curiosity until later.
이곳에 등장하게 될
La Mancha land, which will manifest here within the next 3 hours, is an officially recognized urban nightmare phenomenon. Dozens of fixers have attempted and failed to take it down. We will now hold a moment of silence. Don Quixote immediately cast her gaze downward with graven expression, but I could count with my 10 fingers the number of people who taking it even remotely seriously. Some fixers muttered amongst themselves that the victims were fools. Even I, with my endless naivete, could tell none of the fixers really considered them victims. Light buzz of murmurs and idle chatter fills the silence. Boredom clear on their faces.
자, 이제 이 화면에 집중해 주십시오.
Karan is in meeting. Karan was promised McDonald's if I get through me. Karan wants Happy Meal. They have Pokemon toys. Alpha, I may direct your attention to the screen. Several low-resolution images began to load. It is speculated that the 100 years in the past, by a conservative estimation, been determined by photographic evidence as the level of decay has been analyzed. However, La Mancha land is largely unknown and invisible to the public until 2 months ago. The raw material that makes up this amusement park is... You know this already, get on with it! B Corp has the responsibility to share sufficient information. Like I said, we've all more sufficient information. Stop wasting time and... Seem to be under a rather severe misconception. Of course, I'm sure some of my present company are consummate professionals with skill and grit most people wouldn't dare scoff at. But the truth is, most of you are fodder, common as muck, painfully average, garden variety, bargain bin fixers who are most likely going to meet their dirt-filled, miserable ends while stuck on urban nightmare duty their whole careers. That is all you will ever be. Most of you will fall by the wayside before the path leads anywhere of even passing significance, let alone join the ranks of the Grade 1 fixers. Some, maybe 1 or 2 of you may make it to Grade 1, sure, but I can guarantee that you won't even dare dream of getting anywhere near the Red Gaze's greatness. Maybe your best bet will be to honor Maybe your best will be the honor of dying next to him, feeling the disparity between yourselves and those who are at the top of the city. Blimey, that Honda Fix is almost right up there with right beneath his level. Oh, yet the Red Gaze shan't be outdone by a mere Grade 1 fixer. So know your places and pay attention to the briefing. For your cooperation. Let's see. The reasons for its appearance is not to be understood. Influence is still confined to the back streets. Poses a tangible threat to P Corp by existing. Yeah, totally, dude. The local housing market hit rock bottom and continued to crash, didn't it? From earlier, the one who tried to stop us from entering the scene before scuttling away slowly sidled up to us and began chatting us up. Most of us ignored him, but hung the response to him in a kindly voice. Oh, is that right? Yeah, it was insane when that thing showed up here for the first time. Here's in the middle of a dense populated center. It was like 2 hells in one. All that screaming, all that blood, and... Hells in one. Beautiful phrasing. Ryoshu, put your boner away.
B사의 건물들이
Well,
대부분
B Corp buildings are well known for their elasticity, so when they got bent along the newly manifested phenomenon, they didn't like crumble.
그래도
Anyways, the Munchland suddenly appeared there, pulsing and pushing away the building. We got crushed, and a bunch of buildings got bent.
규모의 사고치고
There were really a lot of survivors for something so devastating, all thanks to P Corp Singularity.
점으로 세워진
Keeps them inside the building safe. They set a 3-kilometer radius buffer.
까지는
겨우 3km?
Just 3 km.
특이점을
Buildings utilizing P Corp Singularity have a very high level of elasticity.
그 안에만 있으면
The
웬만한
technology are very unlikely to collapse or fall apart in response to the shock. It's probable they decided that it would be safe enough to let the peripheral Munchland slightly overlap with the residential zone.
B사의 모토가 어디서든
Well, you know what? They say P Corp can make a safe home anywhere.
하지만
Imagine the shock when all that disaster happened. Their only claim to fame crumbled. Faith in the technology growing shaky. No wonder the real estate market crashed through rock bottom around here. I mean, it was so bad that the locals banded together to storm La Mancha Land. That's what those banners were about.
사진에 보고된 것처럼
You know, see, La Mancha Land presented itself as
겉으로 보기에는 화려한 놀이공원 여러 보고 중
one of the most commonly heard testimonies from the report state that there is an 8-kilometer range radius for the epicenter, which people have been hearing disembodied music of sorts. Several curious civilians drawn by the music approached it. Most of them yet to return. Is it possible that the music holds hypnotic quality? There's indeed a possibility we won't be ruling out too many visitors have ignored the obvious warning signs that the perimeter tapes call it possibly erring on the side of caution. We and the relevant individuals will be equipping ourselves with earplugs. I didn't read that monotone, just imagine that he got coffee or something. I must be done to this La Mancha Land. Once you enter its perimeter, you will have to ready yourselves for imminent combat. Aren't any kindly heroes giving away balloons, no amusement park employee popping popcorn, no staff members greeting with welcomes.
혈기들 뿐이겠지.
Any blood fiends.
혈기?
Blood fiends, the real?
도시애별로
Haven't you heard about the Blood Red Knight, the star of the city? Some people say the Blood Red Knight was actually a really powerful blood fiend. Utter. A different, alternate timeline. Time is weird in the city.
그 소문이 진짜
Yeah, people say a lot of stuff. You know, the rumors spread through the city. But I bet it wasn't anything too crazy once you get down to it. Rumors. You never know for still how devastatingly powerful stubborn the Blood Red Knight was. You ignoramuses do not have the right to talk about things so lightly.
그곳에서 너희를 맞이하는
The only thing you'll find in there are blood bags and blood fiends that turned them up in the fence to fill the ravenous hunger for blood. Oh, here's the detail I was going to share earlier before I was cut off. The raw material that makes up every structure within La Mancha Land is human blood. Blood fiends make amusement parks out of blood? Oh, now I'm looking forward to this. Blood fiends will find there. Surely they'll waste no time making mincemeat out of the greenhorns.
말투가 다 저래? 전에 이스도
Gangsters talk?
저렇게 말했던 것
Guys talking about blood fiends reminds me how Ishi used to talk about the Great Lake.
가다가는 목숨
Hey, you can't blame us for being on the edge all the time. The smallest mistake could cost our lives.
있으면
Imagine how irritating it is when others who don't understand the dangers are dozing off.
안 돌아.
Oh, didn't doze thanks to some sod who's been constantly stepping on me foot. What nice weather to... I fucking love Sinclair's personality now. Oh, he's actually... They're actually making Sinclair like not a bitch, and it's so funny. Sinclair was stepping out at the rather forceful behest of Ishmael, but I held my silence. The last thing I wanted was to have the two of them bickering again.
이어가자면 라마차랜드 안에서 약 6시간을 지나면
Hey, Sinclair stepped on his foot. Alright, I gotta be an asshole for no reason.
생존하여 돌아온
Managed to survive for 6 hours within La Mancha Land. The music announcing the closure of the park will start playing. We were able to cross-reference fact testimonies of fixer and civilian who managed to make it out alive. Once the exit song starts playing, you will have 30 minutes to exit. Should you fail to do so, you'll be trapped until it manifests here again, effectively putting you in an endless battle against blood fiends. Anyone else survives that long? There were eyewitness reports with some fixers identified missing people aboard certain park rides, but that's not important for those who were present. Some testimonies, but
라만차랜드는 현 시점에서 이 마지막 탄 1, 2, 3구역의 특정 장치.
Area 1, 2, and 3 respectively are the elite areas. They have to be activated in order to unlock the final area. Devices within 1, 2, and 3 have been activated in the past, but no one managed to activate the one in Area 3 yet. Understood. Suppose we should beeline for Area 3 to save time. No, it appears the device is reset when the launcher land disappears.
즉 여기 있는 인원들을 나누어서
Have to
각각
find
1구역,
conquer.
터 3구역.
Up with the other fixtures, choose the area to tackle.
알았어.
I see. Split up, activate our respective devices, and rendezvous.
1, 2, 3구역
Assuming that every team activates.
가동했다는 전
맞습니다.
Correct. We suspect the key to solving the launch land lies within the final area.
구역에 있-
그쪽에서 말하고 싶은 거
Something you'd like to share?
재밌잖아요.
It's funny that we have to go activate some kind of device.
마치 놀이
Kind of a
같지
game, isn't it? Like leaving those who dare to challenge us,
않아요? 오는 우리에게
dare to challenge the might of La Mancha, stakes to beat,
우리가
conditions.
혈기들의 속내를 어떻게 알겠어?
How should we know what the blood fiends are thinking? Those monsters are born twisted.
하나.
We have something we'd like to confirm. The Zwei is here to rescue our client, not for the eradication. Don't you mean the Zwei in the sink? Don't leave me out.
스바이 협회와 쉔크
Zwei
협회
and sink have no reason
1, 2, 3구역으로 들어가 장치를
여기에
Devices.
대해서는 당신이 말해주는 게
take over
정확해.
from here for the sake of accuracy.
이곳에 모인 여러분들은
Oh, sure.
각자 다양한
You have your own
이유로
reasons for being here.
따라서 저희
Therefore, we at P Corp
부서에서는
set up a eradication dividend fund, which means that we will be giving out the reward money based on how much you have contributed to the eradication of La Mancha land.
토벌이 무사히 된다는 가정에서
Assuming successful.
따라서
If your goal isn't the eradication of La Mancha land, then feel free to roam at your own to fulfill your respective contracts.
이해해 주신다면
As long as you acknowledge you won't be receiving any payout from that fund upon a successful
하지만 정확히 어떤 내용의 의뢰인지
However, we would also request that you submit a copy of the contract so that we are aware of its full details,
회의가 끝나면 바로
so that we'll hand it out as soon as the meeting adjourns.
나온 김에 지금
Speaking of which, I'd take this opportunity to declare something. If you, and I mean if any of you, intend to ride our coattails and pilfer more of our reward than you deserve, I'll hunt you down too, got it?
참고로
Ladies and gents, I can attest that he isn't one for empty threats. Can't promise I'll be able to stop him. He is intense.
비록 돈이 걸려 있는
가능하다면
The Hana fixer did not. Could have easily forced us into cooperating, but it seemed that she wouldn't keep us from infighting. Tom's the only one passionately nodding to our advice.
가는 조는
So who's going with who into which area? Ishan Hong Jia, Hong's sister, quietly to the briefing raised her hand.
우리가 내부적으로
Duly assigned to teams and areas based off our internal data analysis for your individual capability, potential, and alignment.
구역에 너무 많은 인원이 가는
Avoid overcrowding, huh?
우리 인원
너무 많은 인원이 한 구역에
In-
다 몰리는
We
거.
also intend to avoid bottlenecking.
채 너무
She's not hiding her disdain at all.
저희
Want her to tag along. There are no further questions. I will be sending your teams in areas pair. Hold! Every single fixer in the room whipped around to look at Dawn, bellowing roar. Perhaps it was the sheer fervor in her voice, or perhaps she was simply annoyed at her asking that one last question.
이거
Happening. Boy, that woke me up this time. This might be the best time to go back to sleep, bud. Would have resulted in a summary execution back in the day. Question is,
중요한 전달
it appears that the information of the greatest importance is missing from thy briefing.
방문객들을 구조하는 작업은 언제 하게
When
될
shall the
것인가?
rescue operation for the victims of this terrible amusement park commence? I believe that an operation of such a grand scale may be difficult to
될 수 있을 것 같아서 말일세.
Sirs and ladies from Zwei and Sink. Is that like a character you're playing or something? That's not mainstream at all. Though I gotta say, playing a character is a bit old-fashioned. At least I know my viewers won't enjoy something like that.
다소 오해가 있는 듯하군. 우리의
Appears that
목표는
there's been a sort of misunderstanding. Our contract has nothing to do with rescuing the visitors, let alone all of them.
우리의 의뢰인은
Our
특정
contract is a search and rescue for all the visitors.
그렇다면
Or for a specific visitor. And whoever shall make up the rescue party for the rest of the victims. Is she for real? Where'd these idiots come from? Dude, let me see.
우리처럼 별도로
Since you've been
계획을
specifically
출금하지
contracted to rescue someone, I recommend that you pursue the missing persons flyers for rewards. Not the promises of rewards that I desire. I fucking skipped that dialogue. So many valiant fixers are gathered here, yet not one of them taketh up the role of a rescuer. Prithee, fixer of the Zwei, art thou not one of the Zwei? One of them who calls themselves your shield? Yeah, they're shields, alright. The Iron Shield, whoever enters an official contractual agreement with them.
해결사는
B. A fixer mustn't wager their own life in shallow promises of capital. Pray tell, when did the fixers of associations abandon honor for greed? Oh, jeez, it's enough playing around. Do you even have any idea who you're talking to?
까뮤군.
I am very well chamomile of sync, section 3. Frequent features of the fixtures of the magazine, currently 7.
잘 알고 있네.
You know you're. Wait, I'm only number 7?
그건 그렇다 치고.
Oh, it's not important right now.
그러면 이것
You know, if you're so knowledgeable about the fixers, then I'm sure you know as well that I, as a fixer sync, am not one to waste my breath on words. When we want to settle something, we duel, an official duel to the death. Then, wilt thou heed mine words, or shall I beat thee in a
내
duel?
말을 만약
What?
본인이 승리한다면
Should I beat thee in a duel?
본인을 도와.
Wilt thou swear on thine honor, and thou shalt assist us in our rescue mission for those who have gone missing? Are you seriously challenging me to a... No. I, Don Quixote, or shall not so lightly forsake my creed. I hereby challenge thee to a duel. He's spiraling out of control. While panicking, I glanced towards Virgil. But I couldn't read his expression. He was simply staring at us with that inscrutable silence. Silence that almost felt like warmth. I found myself getting more intimidated by this than outright anger.
일단
I'll cut the briefing here.
지금까지의 경험상
To be determined with prior experience that it'll be impossible to stop the presently developing
동공이 평소보다 확장되어
dilated brows furrowed at a steep angle. Clear if he's heated any external output or attempts to coax will not even.
단테.
He's lost it.
공터에서의 전투는 보는
I neglected to mention this,
말하지 않았습니다.
not for the lack of eyes.
지금처럼 해결사들의 시선이
I
몰린
recommend
상황에서
against turning your clock with the eyes of every
전투를
fixed up
위해
participant
시계를 공개적으로 돌리는
watching us
것은
intently
추천드리지 않습니다.
for a duel where there's little.
또한
This
다른
includes summoning
세계의
identities,
획격을 가져오는 것.
worlds of usage. Go. Yeah, it's not like we won't be using them once we get inside. As I was trying to convince Faust otherwise, Dawn stepped in, stoutly shook her head. Nay, worry not, 'tis an unnecessary crutch. What?
그 옆에 결투는
A duel against members of the Sync. Fair and just, never did I intend to borrow thy strength.
관리자는
Fine. Sucks that I don't have my fans here to watch me wipe the floor with you, but I'm sure someone here will spread my story. I won't throw my gauntlet out of pity. On guard, petite nouveau! Nouveau? Oh my gosh, we're actually dueling!
우리들에게 이값하도
Full-hearted duel.
아니잖아요.
나를 지켜보고 있었어.
Turn end. Game 1 clash power up for... Turn for every blue percent. D max 5. Game 1 bind next turn for every 10... Oh. Skill... Ah. Salute if target is staggered. Eesh. Using a skill against the same slot. I really hope that you win this first.
진이다.
You fucking.
뭐야 그 파이팅이다.
출진이다. 출진이다.
Was I supposed to lose this? I don't think it was. Tis but a light wound. Thou art sorely mistaken if thou truly believes that such meager wound could... That was more than a light wound. It was outright crippling, if not fatal. Chamomile wasn't all talk, after all. He moved in impressive speech up to his boasts. Couldn't bear to look at Dawn squirming in pain, but turning the clock here would leave a greater wound. It's not the end. Waste of my blade. I'd rather not have others hear of this duel. They'll think I'm bullying some poor amateur. Enough, Chamomile. It's no crime to wish for the safety of all victims. Yet her attitude needs correction. Spouting nonsense like that, not knowing who she's talking to. Next to this, honor that justice, and she know that's all just... It's enough shenanigans. Let's not waste our strength before even stepping foot into La Mancha land. Cause further trouble and I will put a stop to it myself.
약 1시간 정도가 남았군요. 1시간 후에는
Punctual ETA at approximately 1 hour after. An hour from now, the phenomenon may appear at any moment. Only silence and occasional grain. Really don't think that I was supposed to lose that, but I also feel like that was kind of impossible to.
끝나지 않았다네.
They're within 10 turns. We're going to fight him later, by the way. Like, that's guaranteed. Gosh, there's so much reading! So much fucking reading! I was prepared for this, but I wasn't. Does anybody want to take a quick... After nervously looking around the room, Rhodia tried to leave the tent, but Virgilia stopped her. Oh, stay, I have something to share. Oh, come on, can't you give her a moment, at least until the mission's over with? Don't let the last really... Nothing came at the end, did it? Company has some information I'd like to share with you. Sir, Lord Redgaze, earlier what I had done... Don't hold it against you. Shut up, sit down. Thank you, Redgaze, the illustrious. Gillies produced a small tablet and began loading something up on his screen. I'll brief us. Not be with us in person due to personal reason. Wanted me to tell you that she regrets having to deliver information remotely. Hello? 1, 2, 1, 2, am I coming through? Did Hannah fix her ban? Unauthorized recording? So we received authorization though. They've got us all booked. Of course, the authorization was not for the information to be pertinent to capturing the end. LCD. Moses. You're from Distortion Detective. I know this, but I have not read it. I've been studying and investigating the distortion phenomenon for a long time, and... Ezra. Hey, it's me, Ezra. Been a while. I'll do blood things this time, huh? Don't tell me you're ready to jump ahead. Not even asking to do. I mean, our team leader. I'm telling you now. He used to bust plenty of blood fiend heads back in the day. You tell him I used to whoop him, boss. You go shh, the smoke and pap and pew pew and. Well, yes, I do have some experience with investigating and battling blood fiends, and we met one of the blood fiend elders. First kindred. What was the 6th and 7th kindred? I don't want to waste your time by talking your ears off about what happened that day, so we'll get straight to the point. Blood Fiend took mercy on me. Our meeting wasn't as bloody as the scene you might be imagining at the moment. He was generous enough to give me a place to sit and we had a moment to converse. Blood Fiend gave you a seat. You expect me to believe that, shite? Hey, Rude, you did not talk to the team leader like that. Wasn't this a recording? I understand the public's perception of blood fiends is far from amicable, but I do know that at least some of them, including the elder I met, wish for a peaceful coexistence. Back then, I used to be able to say with absolute certainty that the blood fiends weren't special. They were no different versions that faced the past. Pools of blood splashing said the people's evidence. But when I shared this thought with the Elder, she did not confirm nor deny. But no, I would like to make a correction to my prior theory. Blood fiends cannot be explained only through the simple lens of viewing the distortion. Their essence is similar to that of distortions, yes, however we eventually do that blood fiends cannot be filed under that category. Studies into their true origin are currently underway. Your team is looking for blood fiends. I suppose you have publicly unavailable information. Yes, I suppose we do. Ezra, your fucking diagram is killing me. Brings us to this. The following day we learned about kindreds of blood fiends. The following is which we've learned about the kindred blood fiends, similar veins to one you've already. Estes distortions. It said that the primogenitor, the very first blood fiend, wielded unimaginable power and could embrace countless humans, turn them into kindreds. However, starting from kindreds from the first generation, they were restricted, creating only 2 kindreds. About how they can't. Think about how they can't just create families willy-nilly or something like that. I drew this chart, by the way. Not half bad, huh? Yeah, I guess that cassette guy was pretty sad about choosing Shasha as his kindred.
어디서부터
That's fine.
시작해야 할지 파우스트도
Characters
쉽게
there
알
agreed.
수
A blood fiend of a higher generation creates a lower generation kindred. One of the embraces them is called a high. One of them.
많다.
Oh, it's this hive logic from down.
그렇지 않은 경우도 있다는 것으로 들린다.
Or you're something often the case. Therefore, it can be interpreted that the case was not the case.
디텔님이 제각각이든 혈기도 나머지는 팀장님이 설명해 줄 거야.
Each blood fiend's powers they do some stuff very depending. There's a lot of dialogue. I'm not doing a voice for this one. There's a lot of dialogue here. It is usually impossible for lower blood fiends to revolt against someone higher up in the bloodstream. Well, there's no physical barrier stopping them, and psychological barrier, like a parent and their child. Yes, like parent and their children, considering they even call one another the family terms such as father, mother, child. There's no mere metaphor. That's why I called axis going against the bloodstream filial impiety. How blood became their axis of value judgment, so does the idea their inviolable relationship between family members gets imprinted to the core of their very being. Upon being turned, blood fiends experience the extreme of their moral judgment. While the blood bags were at the bottom rung of the family tree, blood bags are a different story. Blood fiends and blood bags are the furthest 2 groups of beings could be from the family. Dregs that failed to become kindred. Blood fiends, they are quite literally portable bags of blood to replenish themselves in times of need. Team leader, you should mention this too. No, when I snapped their necks, smashed them right into... Yes, blood fiends have an irrationally extreme fear of water. Water doesn't physically harm them, but every blood fiend I have seen thus far has been afraid of it. Oh, sounds like an easy solution. Can't we just spray them with water to keep them off our backs? You're about to visit their den, this calling blood fiends. Good luck finding even a drop of water in there. I was informed that one of you can sense a distortion. Glad to know there's someone out there who understands this particular sensation. I'd very much like to meet you in person one day. Real shame we can't be there to see it ourselves. And any of the famous fixtures there, I heard earlier that stupid chamomile kid will be there too. Kick his ass for me, won't you? Tried to pull a prank on him, but the bastard banned me from his chat.
이미 우리 쪽이 까였어.